What is up, everybody? I hope you are having a fantastic evening. Coach will be here in a second. I literally hit live and he disappeared. Coach is gone. Either way, the 49ers had themselves a little bye week this week and yet somehow found a way to climb the rankings when it came to playoff standings just because of happenstance. The way that the games were played, we had the Packers and the Bears. No matter what the result there, that meant the 49ers were moving up bare minimum to the 6th seed. Obviously, Seattle won. The Rams won. But overall, the 49ers move up. So now we come down the stretch. Some interesting things have happened. The Colts are potentially going to be playing Phillip Rivers at quarterback in a couple weeks, which is interesting. He hasn't played in about 3 years. He just turned 44 today. They're up on the schedule in a couple weeks. The Tennessee Titans are up this week. That should be an easy win, especially coming off of a bye. And here we are. The 49ers are in great position. So, Coach, I will ask you, after this week's games, are you feeling more or less confident in the 49ers down the stretch?
More confident. 1 + 1 = 2. We have more rest. We're getting healthier. We're playing at the right time. We're actually finishing games. We have our starting quarterback back. We have a strong divisional record and conference record. I mean, right now, and then dare I say it, but our destiny is in our own hands. So, yeah. I feel strong about where we stand right now. This also speaks to more of the expectations that you were talking about. Not even expectations, but more of a standard that you were hearkening to in the beginning of the year, saying that, hey, the playoffs is what they expect to hit. Like, we're not asking, this is not a good season if they make the playoffs. The playoffs is a standard. I'm starting to lean more on that from where you were standing earlier in the season, more and less so being happy that we're here, but more expecting that we're here with what we have. Let's just call it what it is. We have spent years critiquing what they have not done. And to be honest, it's been hard because they've been mostly successful. Now that they've kind of meandered into mediocrity or some normalcy, attrition, if you will, now it's easier for us to sit back and critique. But what they've done, it's time for us to flip the script and just start praising them for what they've done. But I think that the honeymoon is over with the great coaching job that Robert Saleh has done, the phenomenal things that Kyle has done with the offense. I think now it's more of an expectation. Like, if we were to not make the playoffs and at least be ready to win a game, I believe that people will come back to this moment of the season when we had everything in front of us and we could have taken advantage of basically a league that really is waiting for somebody to step up and take over. So, yeah, I feel more confident in all from where we stand right now, and we should feel more confident.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the 49ers now have a 90% chance to make the playoffs. It's a race to 11 wins. There was a chance there if Dallas had kept winning that it could have been 12 wins that needed to be required because the way that the schedule finished out, if Dallas had won out, then they had the tie on their record, which means they own any tiebreaker versus anybody that has 11 wins. Now that Dallas lost, this means that the 49ers just need to essentially get to 11 wins. And I feel pretty good, especially knowing that you got the Titans, you got the Colts coming up after that. They're in a complete free fall. They just lost their starting quarterback for the season. Super unfortunate for them, but that is very fortunate for the 49ers. And it's not like we should feel sorry for any other team. You know, the 49ers have more than their fair share of injuries. So, yeah, we should feel more confident in the 49ers and, you know, the way that it's playing out. And, you know, what's interesting about this, Coach, is I feel like all season long, we've been having these conversations, not only live, but, you know, to each other on the phone and what have you, where we're wondering, how good are the 49ers really? Like, is it really a good team? Like, oh, it seems like they have this issue and the schedule and the injuries. But we could say that literally about the whole league. Where is the team that is without flaws? Where is the team that is the juggernaut? I'm looking at the AFC, and they're staring at a playoffs that most likely is not going to include Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes. How crazy is that? The number 1 seed is going to be a team led by quarterback by second year Drake May, and then the number 2 seed is going to be a team that's led at quarterback by Bo frickin' Nix. Like, is that really scaring anybody over in the AFC? And then in the NFC, it's like you've got one really good quarterback, and that's Matthew Stafford. And maybe you can catch him on the one-off game where you get some rain and he's a turnover machine. Like, there's just not the world beater team out there right now. So yes, the 49ers have flaws, but coach, the whole league has flaws right now, it seems.
Yeah, I agree with you. And the last point that I actually wanted to put in on my first take is that it's all about getting hot at the right time, right?
Yeah.
It's about who is playing their best football during this moment of this during this juncture of the season, and it's really up for grabs. One thing that you mentioned, especially when you went through the AFC slate of teams, Jesse, is that yeah, the quarterbacks are a mixed bag, right? It's in experience and talent, and there really isn't an all-powered offense that just walks into a stadium and scares you. There's no offense like that this year in the NFL. But there are some defenses. There are some full teams that come in that can really make things a problem for us. I think that this is going to be the year of defense, honestly. The best defenses, the teams that have an offense, that the best defenses are going to go deeper into the postseason, I believe, and make the playoffs. But also the teams that are going to have a lot of staying power are going to be the offenses that understand that they need to protect these defenses, right? Don't look now, but that's always been our calling card. With being able to lead with our defense and protect that defense with our offense. I do believe that there's going to be an uptick in just us being bullies with the ball as far as time possession is concerned, as far as us having shorter fields, being able to capitalize off what special teams is doing for us. So, yeah, there's a lot of great things that are happening with us. There's a lot of stuff that you could hang your hat on and say, hey, look, we could forecast that. I see that happening down the line that could be able to make us successful in the later games in the season as well as the postseason. But the biggest thing for me is health. We're getting healthy at the right time, Jesse. Like, we're getting everybody back at the right time. And we're settling a little bit on what we have. Now, on defense, I don't know. I've never been a part of a season where the defense was just this hurt. Like all the time. So I don't know what we'll do with defense, but as far as where they stand, one thing that I will say that they haven't lost since the beginning of the season is their identity. They still play for one another. They still rally. They still a good tackling defense. They still stay on their P's and Q's. Like, one of the things that I like about our defense is that I have a saying, and I say it all the time. I used it when I coach. If you're going to fuck up fast. Like, if you're going to mess up, you need to be doing it at 100% effort, so at least we can do something with that. That's something that I've always seen for this defense. And for that, I know this sounds kind of hokey, but the little quips to the game, those little things, that stuff matters late in the season. It really does. So, also, when are we getting back Tatum Bethune?
I think he's supposed to be back. Yeah, I haven't double checked, but I thought he was coming back after the bye week.
Yeah, I think I jumped ahead of one of our topics, but yes.
Although, I also, I don't know. I don't know that it's that big of a drop off, to be honest with you, but I don't know.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a drop off.
I think it is. You don't think
you think so?
Well, okay, so I'll give you my spin on this. The reason, all right, so net, player for player, no. Right? The delta between Tatum Bethune and Curtis Robinson, or whatever they put at that spot, is that a big drop off? No. However, the thing about Curtis Robinson is that, and this is no shade to Curtis Robinson, but he's in a different position of his career. So I don't see him progressing into anything more than what he is, particularly with his injury history, right? As Tatum Bethune plays more, that delta, I feel like, can grow because he is such a young player. He does need time on task. One thing that you got to give Tatum Bethune, what I'm so impressed with him, is that it's not that he's a young guy that came on and showed us some promise right away, but he's a young guy that came on and showed us promise in a spot where we expect the best out of that spot. That's Fred Warner's spot, right? And the fact that he's come in and shown this much promise where he never gets on the field. Fred Warner's like literally one of the biggest thing about Fred Warner that I don't think anybody brought up is that it's not the fact that he got hurt, but he's an Iron Man. He always plays. He's always playing through his injuries. Like he's never just out. So the fact to lose him like that, that shows that Tatum Bethune almost barely never gets on the field at all at that position. So for him to come on and show that type of promise early, I think there's a lot of promise. I don't want to be sacrilegious. I think that D. Winters is a good player, but down the line, there's a world where it could be Tatum Bethune and Fred Warner on the field together. I could see that.
That could be a nasty combo.
Yeah, I
It'd be
really
a real
could
nasty
see that.
combo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh God. I mean, I was thinking about this today. This is not a topic at all. I'm just gonna throw it out there because
We haven't spoken at all today.
no, not at all. But this just kind of crossed my mind today. It's like, man, what if you could still at the trade deadline next year get a first rounder for Nick Bosa? Like you almost have to make that trade, right? Like watching this defense do what it's done without Bosa. Now, obviously, if you add Bosa, they're way better. I'm not trying to act like this defense is on par. The pass rush has been spotty, but man, with all the injuries and all of that, if he can come back and play well, and you know that contract's about to balloon, if you could still get a first round pick for him next trade deadline, you might have to consider that. I don't know. It's never going to happen, but I don't know. I just thought about it today. It's
All
like,
right,
well,
real
maybe.
talk. We just talking. We talking.
Yeah,
He gonna go out like his brother, bro.
I know, man.
Yeah, I
Super
don't see it.
injured and super sad.
injured, bro. Super sad. Hey, look, man. If anybody is offering picks north of 2 to 1, you have to do it. I don't even think it's about considering. You have to do it,
Yeah.
right? Like, if for anything, for the track record, dude, we got nothing for Deebo Samuel. We got nothing for Eric Armstead. We got nothing for Brendan Ayuk. Like, nothing. You got to start getting something for all these boys rolling out. What did we get for Javon Kinlaw? Nothing.
He left. Yeah.
He just left. He just walked out of the door. So it's like, if somebody's offering you like high picks for a Nick Bosa, like I would do that.
Yeah, I would too. All right. I don't know. I got sidetracked there. I was just thinking about it today.
Not mad at it.
Well, okay, hold on. So we just talked about how much better everything is for the 49ers. There's a real path at the number 1 seed, coach. Like a real path to get to the number 1 seed. Listen, it's not
tilt
likely.
your head and squint your eye. Yeah.
But hold on a second. Let's just go through this real quick.
Because you know who you sound like.
Hold on. I'm not saying that all of a sudden all they got to do is just win 4 home
49ers
games and they're
will be
Super Bowl
favored in
champs.
Hey,
I'm not listening. All right.
do you want me to read the tweet verbatim? Like, come on, man.
I had to listen. There is a legit, because we're talking about a 4-game stretch, not a 10-game stretch, basically. All right. So hear me out. 49ers play the Titans. That should be a win. You're at home.
Yep.
Then you play the Colts, who are without their starting quarterback, and they're in free fall. That should be a win. You've got 2 games left that are tough, but both of those are at home, by the way. You got the Bears, and then you got the Seahawks. The Rams, all we really need is for the Rams to lose 1, essentially. If the Rams find a way to lose
or Seattle.
Yeah, it's doable. Like it is
It's doable.
Absolutely, it's doable.
It's
doable.
doable.
I'm not saying it's likely. I think you might need the Packers to lose 1 too. I have to look at the Packers, but they're going to play the Bears again.
Here we go. Do you want me to give it to you? So it's the 49ers are favored to win in the next 2 games if they hold serve to win all 3, and they have to win 3 of their next 3 games. All right, so that's off rip. We got to win 3. Okay.
Yeah,
but with the 3, the Rams have to lose to either Detroit or Seattle, and not or, Green Bay has to lose to either Denver or Chicago.
This is doable.
Seahawks versus the 49ers will be for the NFC's number 1 seed if that happens.
Yes.
Right? So
I'm just
if
saying,
if
I'm
if
just
we
saying.
if we Seattle's going to be a game. That's going to be
For
a
sure it is.
game.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure it is.
So, hey man,
But my money's on Sam Darnold wetting the bed if that's the
he's going
scenario.
to Oh yeah, listen, if I've got to face any quarterback, it's going to be Sam. And then you know what's going to be dope about going against Sam Darnold with if all of these implications make it to week 17, week 18. What's going to be fire about going against Sam Darnold is we know literally what he knows on operating that offense.
Yes.
Come on, dog. Like, we birthed you, dude. We squirted you out, son.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's the truth. So if we go against Sam, that would give the defensive game plan such a curated look, right? It wouldn't be like, oh, we're going against an offense where we just, it's cat on cat football. Like, they're just going to dice us up. We don't have any. No, going against Seattle with those type of stakes would be favorable to us in a lot of ways.
I agree.
Hey, man, the season is shaping up, dude. Even in the down, like, how fire are we that even in a down year, we find a way to be relevant and still be in the mix? Come on, bro.
I know. I'm just saying. I don't think that it's likely. I really don't. But if it happened, you have an opportunity to be at home through the playoffs. That includes the Super Bowl, if you can make it that far, right? Because the Super Bowl's in Santa Clara. So, I mean, talk about a wide open path if that happens. I mean, I've said that the 49ers aren't going to win a playoff game. I've said that all season long before the season started, that they'll make the playoffs. They won't win a playoff game. But if they're the number 1 seed and they've got a home playoff game, things change. My opinion changes.
Dude, man, hater people have hater kids, right? That's just how haters are born. The same way that we're saying that we're not going to, I get it. When you said it, the context of we're not going to win a playoff game was, all right, dude, the cream is going to rise to the top and we're going to see somebody for real. Okay?
Yeah.
And I get that. For lack of a better term, ain't nobody for real. Like, there's nobody who's there, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if we made it to the playoffs, it really is dealer's choice. It's up in the air.
Yeah.
I kind of like where we're at.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Me too. I feel really, really good about it, man. They got a chance, man. These last 4 weeks are going to be a lot of fun. I can't believe we're here. But first of all, I can't believe we have 4 games left in the regular season. How fast is this season gone? I feel like I still don't know who this team is. I genuinely don't. But I do know, and this is what gives me more confidence, I do know that the rest of the league ain't shit. And because of that, it makes me feel really good about the chances. Now, there are units, to your point. Texans defense, my gosh.
Goodness.
How impressive. First of all, how impressive does that game look now from Mac Jones?
Versus what we did, dog.
Versus
I was saying that shit last night, dog. I was saying, dog, Mac Jones looks fire against these dudes compared to what they're doing to the Chiefs. Dog, they were embarrassing the Chiefs. They couldn't do anything.
No.
Son, what Mac Jones did against this defense, on top of a defense that knows this offense, right? We're going against D'Amico Ryans. Like, they know us. Very impressive. Very impressive. Also, it lets me know that we've seen the best of what this NFL has to offer. We're not going to see anything better than Houston on defense.
No.
That is the best defense in the NFL. The Houston Texans. That defense is fire. Outside of that, yeah. How much? Okay, so let's be real. How much of a drop off is that defense from Seattle? Because Seattle's got a squad.
I don't think it's a huge drop off. I think Seattle, like if the Texans are at a 10, then Seattle's at like a firm 9. Their defense is really, really good. Really, really good.
It's not the same defense we saw in week 1 either.
No, I mean it's definitely it's the same cast of characters, but now it's a full
Cohesive.
year. It's a full year in the system, and Nick Eamon had now a full year. He's basically no longer a rookie anymore, and we know he's a big part of that defense
He's
for
huge.
sure.
Yeah, I mean, I look.
You want to know what the problem is, though? Here's the problem: the two teams that I look at right now. If I'm looking at a team in the AFC that scares me the most, Buffalo aside, because Josh Allen's fucking terrifying. I don't care who you are. But the Texans, right? We look at that defense, and then we look at the Rams because we know what the Rams can do, and they've got the only quasi elite quarterback in the NFC. The only issue is that each time we face those teams, so that's 3 games we've played them, which is great. We do have that experience. Our starting quarterback hasn't played not a near none of them. He hasn't played a single snap against the Rams or the Texans. So that could be a good thing, right? Because they haven't prepared for him, but it also could be like, but we don't know either how that's going to look. So that's the only thing that kind of gives me a little bit of pause is like Mac Jones is the one that faced those teams. Brock Purdy didn't. So what does that look like? I don't know.
Uh, I mean, you're walking me into kind of a rat's nest right now.
I'm not saying just have a strong opinion here. I'm just saying
I'm
like
just saying,
there's an unknown there is all I'm trying to
yeah,
say.
there's definitely an unknown.
Mm.
Uh, I think I don't know. Let's just go ahead and just put it out there. If Brock Purdy has like a bad pick game or like he kind of falls off the cliff, how can I put this? It's not just Brock, right? I don't believe that there's a world where Kyle presents a version of the offense like he did with Mac to Brock. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think there's a world where that exists, where Kyle can go to Brock and say, hey, listen, 45 times a game, baby, we're going. You know what I'm saying? Drop back. We can't run the ball for whatever reason. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I don't see that happening with Brock. I believe that and this could be Mac. This could easily be Mac Jones too if he was in this situation, if he was in this position as well. So I'm not
Mm-hmm.
trying to
Mm-hmm.
single out Brock, but Brock is a franchise quarterback, and he's going to be protected on a lot of different levels. Physically, with the people around him, I don't think we're going to see Brock with nobody playing on the offense anymore. I don't think that that's a thing where Brock's just going to be out there playing with what we saw last season. We're not going to see that anymore. I don't think that Kyle leaves Brock out to dry like he did before Brock got paid. Where, hey, if you can't run this offense, that's on you. I'm still calling these plays. If guys aren't open, then hey, we'll get it together. Face the media. That's not a thing anymore. You're going to see what happened against the Panthers, where Kyle's going to dial it back. He's going to protect Brock. He's going to take the ball out of his hands in a sense, and he's going to let guys around assist Brock. So even if I say all that to say this, even if we move forward and we see a Texans defense, right, or we see at the last game of the season, which is Seattle, I don't think that there is a world where we're going to see like Brock throwing picks, getting ran down on, not being protected, and we're just going to sit there and watch 4 quarters of that, right? And there's not going to be some type of contingency to make sure that, hey, we don't fall off the cliff with Brock. So I don't see it happening, honestly. You know, we may lose to a good defense, but it's not going to be 100% on Brock. They're always
No.
going to slip that punch, bro. They're never going to take that punch straight in the chest or on the chin, right? They're going to slip that all the time. And for good reason, because he's the franchise guy. So, you know, we're never going to see Brock just go out there and get it. You know what I mean? Where he's just going to shut us all up. That's never happening. You know what I'm saying? So, even with better
Yeah.
defenses, you know, we'll see what the Niners as a collective are going to do to face that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you have to either. I mean, it's a
Mm-hmm.
lot easier to it's not even a quarterback situation, right? It's just a style of football play. It's a hell of a lot easier to run the football when you have George Kittle and Ricky Pearsall out there as well. You know,
Mm-hmm.
George Kittle obviously is going to be a great blocker, and that helps. But you have those threats. You have the play action threat, and so you can you can force those linebackers and safeties to freeze even an eighth of a second longer, knowing that a George Kittle and a Ricky Pearsall can get behind the defense, and so that allows your run game to open up. So it's not has nothing to do with Brock versus Mac. It's just an interesting observation. He didn't play any of those teams, but like I said, it also could be a positive because they didn't prepare for him either. You know, they did prepare for Mac Jones and what the offense was at that time. It's very different because a Kittle, a Pearsall, and a Brock Purdy are in there. So all of those things happen. You know, I think a lot of 49er fans were getting excited too, like, oh, okay, we're going to make the playoffs and Fred Warner will be back. That doesn't seem to be the case based off of what John Lynch said. But you bet your ass if the 49ers make it to a Super Bowl, Fred Warner's playing in that game. I'll guarantee that.
Oh
Guarantee
yeah,
it. He'll
for
find a way to
sure.
make that. Yeah.
Now, I hate, I got to be a little bit of a party pooper, but I'll do it. And I saw this in the topics coming into the show.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if we lose? I mean, the same way that we're talking about, let's do it, dog.
You're saying
do
to the
it.
Titans or just anybody?
That's I'm just saying. The same way anybody can lose, right? Because we can beat anybody. Yeah. We're a part of the anybody. Right?
That's true.
So
that's true.
The same way anybody can beat anyone, one of those games that we've been watching from afar, like, God damn, so-and-so, the Packers lost, they tied this game. Like,
Saints beat the Bucks. Like,
Saints beat, yeah. We can be that team where people are like, dude, the Titans beat the Niners off a bye. Like, so.
At home. The Titans, by the way, just made the 49ers win look way less impressive against the Browns.
Yeah.
Because they went in and put up more points against that defense than the 49ers did. That's, come on, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It looks a little less impressive. I will say that.
It does. But, and again, we live in our own little enclave where we have our own universe and bubble of expectations and news. I think the Cleveland game mattered more to Niner fans than it did the landscape of what's happening in the NFL, right? Because quite frankly, Swartz whoops our ass. Like he's got a phenomenal record against us. So for me, the biggest thing is just understanding, what we're gonna do with the rest of these games. But if we lose, what is a path? What do you think has to be going on for us to lose this game coming up against the Titans? Or if we just don't come up, we just have like let's say we go 1-3 on the outset.
First of all, if they lose to the Titans, the sky's falling. Like all this oh man, path to the first seed and Super Bowl, like all this is positive as we are now. It gets just as negative, if not worse, if we lose to the Titans. That's number one. Right. The path to lose to the Titans is, I guess it's there. It'd have to get ugly though. Like the fact that the 49ers beat the Panthers with as many turnovers as they had and almost turnovers, it's going to be really, really hard to lose to the Titans. Like that's just not a good football team. And even Cam Ward in his best day can barely put up 200 yards passing and a touchdown. So it's not as if you've got some world beaters over there. You're going to have to lose time of possession, and you would have to lose the turnover battle. It would have to be a disaster. It would have to be a game like when they lost to the Cardinals a few years ago, when I think it was like Kyler Murray was out and Colt McCoy was starting, and they were missing their top two wide receivers, and 49ers, I think, were also coming off of a bye. It's like, all right, well, the 49ers just didn't go out there and dog walk the Cardinals. This is almost a bye coming out of your bye. And then all of a sudden the 49ers fumbled like 6 times or something insane. It would have to be that type of game in order to lose, in my opinion. It's not likely, but if it did, the sky would instantly be falling.
Yeah. It's very unlikely, for that to be a scenario. But I just want us to keep all possibilities on the table because there's a lot of possibilities that we didn't see coming that got us this far. So we have to pay attention to the bad as well, or just things that are concerning. So My biggest thing right now is Christian McCaffrey and his usage. The offense completely changes if we don't have Christian.
Oh
I
yeah.
understand that we had a lot of conversations about him losing a step and all of that. Cool. Well, I'm talking about what he means to the offense in this season. We need him. Kyle's not gonna fold in Brian Robinson Jr. I don't even think we have a third running back option that's getting the ball. Maybe I think it's Ricky Pearsall or Jawan Jennings on now routes. But what do you think are some of the things, or the key fundamental assets that we need to protect to be able to even get to the playoffs? Like, what needs to keep happening, or what needs to stay stronger?
Hmm. I mean, I think ball control is probably the biggest key right now.
Hmm.
Keeping the ball away from other offenses, it has to be a key because this defense, to me, I still struggle to think that they're going to be elite down the stretch. I think there's definitely holes on this defense. And I think running the ball and stopping the run always travels. I don't know that the 49ers can do both those things consistently, but what they have to do is at least, if you are only choosing one, you got to be able to run the football. They have to be able to run the football at a clip that allows them to play ball control. You have to win time of possession and allow this defense to be rested and opportunistic. We don't need this defense to be perfect, but what we do need is what we've seen over the last few weeks is they've been very opportunistic. They've been getting
Hmm.
turnovers. They've been flipping the field because of that. And if they can do that enough, then I feel very confident in this team. To me, running the football with consistency is a absolute must if this team is going to continue to win down the stretch, especially come playoff time.
Yeah, just to get a little granular with your point, because I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
First down, first and second down, we need plus plays.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice, when this offense is clicking, we are phenomenal on first downs. Now, look, we've done
Mm-hmm.
good on third downs this offense on the offense throughout the season, but being able to get those 4 yard chunk plays with Christian on run plays, or folding in Brian Robinson Jr., or getting those little cheap now routes, or those backside slants, or those over routes that we get on first downs, all of that stuff helps. And this is what I'm leading with. I want these guys to be comfortable. I want Kyle to be as comfortable as possible calling games. I know that we start to see Kyle struggle when the game plan needs to adjust, because he doesn't adjust until maybe second half. All right. And there's a huge problem with that. And then what happens is that the defense gets left out to dry. When this offense is clicking is when the first downs are working, because what happens is that not only is Kyle's script working, but you do see glimpses of him letting go of the offense and giving Brock a little bit more. Like, all right, look, we got this done. It's almost like a reward type of situation. Like, yo, all right,
Mm-hmm.
you're doing what I asked you to do on first and second down. All right, next drive, maybe we'll air it out. Like, let's start opening the offense. I think that's when we're in our best offensively. When they feel really good about themselves, that's when we have the most confidence in our offense. And we run the ball more when we succeed on first downs. Kyle does not. If you've noticed this, and I know you have, if the run game is not working early, there will be swaths of the game where Kyle will flat out abandon it. Like, we just won't run the ball anymore. It's almost like walking around, you figure out you twisted your ankle, and like being okay with the limp. Like, all right, well, shoot,
Mm-hmm.
we can get around with it. Let's just keep. And it's just like, no, put some pressure on your ankle, dude. Like, I understand you twisted it, but try it out a little bit. You're just gimpy. Work it out. It'll be okay. Sometimes Kyle loses patience in the run game, and that's particularly when things aren't working early in the series. So, first downs is huge for me, and offense. I want to see them move with confidence. I think if they have confidence, they can beat anybody.
Yeah, I mean, confidence plays a big, big role in this league. And that's why, I look at a team like the Rams and say, they know how to play the Rams, as good as they are. they
They
definitely
know
know how
him.
to play the Rams, and so that's why I kind of like that matchup if they get in the playoffs. Let me go over some sleeper real quick. I made these picks backstage right before the game started because I wanted some skin in the game prior to. So I got Jalen Hurts on the freebie here. First of all, promo code LSS, get your 100% deposit match on Sleeper. Link is pinned to the top of the description, so make sure you check them out. They are the fastest growing fantasy app out there. This is the more or less picks for Monday Night Football. Let's see how we're doing. I got Jalen Hurts on the freebie. I know he's not great at passing the ball, but I do think he can get a yard. All I'm asking is for one damn yard. Although that could be hard from Jalen Hurts. We've seen him have some negative yards in half, so we'll see. I've also got Phillips getting more on the sacks because listen, this offensive line for the Chargers is absolutely atrocious. I got Keenan
Struggling.
Allen on the more on 3.5 receptions. I got Cameron Dicker at more on 1.5 field goal attempts. And then I got Kamani Vidal more on 35.5 rushing yards. I know that Hampton is back, but this is his first game back. I think they're going to mix in him and Vidal, and I think Vidal is going to be able to do his thing. I loved Vidal, by the way, coming out of Troy, man. I really wish the 49ers had gotten him, although they probably wouldn't have played him because we see what they do with young running backs that they trade up for some reason. Either way, these are the picks for tonight. So you can tail us, you can fade us, but either way, use promo code LSS when you sign up for Sleeper to get your 100% deposit match. I was going to ask you, Coach, who or what like needs to step up coming out of the bye week for the 49ers to have their chance? Like, is there a particular unit, a particular coach, a particular player? Like, who are you looking at and saying, man, if the 49ers are going to have their best chance, that needs to improve. That person needs to step up, or that unit needs to step up.
Mm, it's hard for me to say any cohesive unit for the defense needs to step up, being as though that everybody is injured. Um, so they're doing the best that they can. I really would like to hone in on the pass rush, but that's not one unit. They're pass rush by committee now, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, for me, I would have to stick with what I'm known for, and that's the offensive line, man.
Mm-hmm.
The O line has got to stay together. Now, I get that we've gotten a lot of good tackle play out of Trent and Colton in this season. They've been more consistent rather than shoddy, but that left guard position concerns me. Ben Barch is officially down for the year, so it's Spencer Burford for the rest of the year. We got to see exactly how that's going to bear out. Spencer's very athletic. He's not a bad player. He's just not a guard, and that's the biggest thing. Also,
He's not
Jake
a road grader.
He's not. Also, I just I don't want them to get taken over with the line of scrimmage. That's the biggest thing that hurts us on the offense is that when we can't block it, everything falls apart.
Mm-hmm.
And we start making a lot of mistakes. Now, as far as cohesion is concerned, the offensive line has pretty much been by and large the same all the way through, outside of that
Yeah.
revolving left guard spot. And then we had Jake Brindle go down for just a little bit of while with the whole Matt Hennessy games. But outside of that, I just think that leaning on your offensive line, especially in the later months of the season, man, we know that weather's going to play a factor. You're going to play in somewhere cold. You're going to play in some type of inclement weather. That you got to bring an offensive line that travels with you. For me, it'd be the offensive line. They need to be able to step up, and I wouldn't say do more because they've done enough thus far, but just don't regress. But they do need to step up and be a major part of the team. Also, yes, Dominic Pooney practically playing the entire season injured as well. So
He's playing better. I mean,
he's
he
playing
has
better.
improved, and
Yes.
now we're coming out of the bye week. I expect Dominic Pooney to look like he did last year. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's that simple. If Dominic Pooney can get to the level he was at last year, or even exceed that a little bit
Hmm.
early in the year. I'm talking early Dominic Pooney because late in the year he kind of fell off. But if he can get back to that, then that might make the offensive line as a cohesive unit improve as well. So I'll take it. Um, I think Ricky Pearsall, man, that's the one for I can't unsee it, man. Like since he's come back, they've put up 41 points, 20 points, and 26 points, and he's had a collective 20 yards on 5 receptions in those 3 games. This is your first round pick, man. This is supposed to be your number 1 guy. Brandon Ayuk is no longer there. Debo's no longer there. He took his number, for God's sakes. Yes. Yeah. I mean, what are we doing here? We've got 2 games that are noteworthy last year and 2 games that are noteworthy this year. He also has 0 touchdown catches. 0 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. 0 touchdown catches. This cannot be for a first-round pick. He needs to do something more. I need to see something more from Ricky. Like, at this point, he's got a full season of play essentially under his belt. Mm-hmm. He's a first-round pick. It's got to be better than this, man. It just has to be better than this. And again, I'm not even saying it's all his fault. Some of it's play calling. Some of it is maybe he and Brock not being on the same page. Whatever it is, though, man, they got to figure it out. He has to be a weapon on this team. They have to find a way to manufacture touches for him. And again, this was my biggest thing with Ricky Pearsall. I felt like he was an older receiver. I didn't feel like he is an older receiver when he was drafted. You know, he's only a few months younger than Ja'Marr Chase. Like, that's absolutely insane to think about. But also, he's a guy, in my opinion, that you have to find a way to manufacture touches for. So what does that mean? That doesn't mean he's not a good player. But open. Can you look at what the Rams are doing with Puka Nacua and how they're basically treating him like a running gap and running routes through C gaps and all this crazy? Do that with Ricky Pierce. Take some of that from the Rams and do that with Ricky Pearsall, because if you get him in the open field, he is dangerous. You get him the ball, he's shifty and dangerous, but you got to find a way to get him the ball, man. Get crafty with it. But man, this is not enough. What he's doing is not enough. I need him to step up.
Puka Nacua is 6'2". He's over 200 pounds.
Right.
This leads to my biggest issue with Ricky Pearsall. I don't think he has an NFL body. I do not. I don't think that Ricky Pearsall looks like an NFL receiver. I don't. I don't think that he's strong enough. He needs to put on more weight. Like him adding an extra 5 pounds, an extra 8 pounds of muscle would really serve him well. I know that it may hurt his speed a little bit, but if you do it the right way, it'll actually make him faster. The truth is that he's just not built for the league, man. His body is not durable. I don't think he has an NFL body, bro. I really don't. And I think that even what he looks like from a rookie until now, he was supposed to have put in all of this work over the offseason. He doesn't look any different than when he did when we first got him at all. No. You know what I'm saying? And if you think about it, you said it. He's only a couple of months younger than Ja'Marr Chase. He's tapped out, bro. He's not going to get better. There's no magical growth spurt that's going to come out of nowhere. There's nowhere where he's just going to go get in the weight room and then it's all going to change unless he goes and do what he need to do. And you know what I'm talking about. But outside of that, you know what I'm just saying, it's the league, dog. Outside of that,
better go train in Florida in the offseason.
Hey, you better go do what you better go do what you need to do. But outside of that, he ain't gonna get better. He's 24 years old, man. He's not there. Like what he was in college, the reason why he got noticed, and this is why we were concerned. The reason why he got noticed in college is because he basically was a grown-ass man playing against kids.
Yeah, he was.
And now that he's here, all right, and he's against other grown men who actually are pros, he looks average.
Yeah. Yeah. First of all, this guy, Briscoe, I appreciate you. You literally put together a meme response here, which is, don't worry about Pearsall. He'll show up. Source, trust me, bro. Like, that's exactly for what? What are we going to trust you on based off of what evidence? I'm not saying he won't play well, but the evidence is there that he plays worse than what he should for a first round pick. That's the evidence. And I also want to be very clear because a lot of people are like, he's not big enough to be running the football through the C gap. No, 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 no. Go watch what the Rams do with Puka. What I'm saying is he runs routes through the C gap. He doesn't get the ball and then run through the C gap. They'll literally block for him like he's a running back so he can run a clean route, get a linebacker one-on-one with a two-way go coming out of a C gap or a B gap, and then get the ball in open space. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying hand the ball off to Ricky. I agree with that. But if you can get him free releases the way that the Rams do with Puka, then you got to do it. You got to get creative. So anyways, let me get to some of these super.
Let me just say that before you go.
Yep.
One thing.
Yeah.
Ricky Pearsall's best game of his career was his game against LSU, correct?
Was it? Yeah, I think
Wasn't that
so.
that game where he like went off? Was it against LSU or Florida State? One of those games.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Right.
No, definitely. I don't think it was Florida State because they had Renardo Green.
Right. Yeah. So have you ever seen Ricky Pearsall flash at all like he did in any of those games in college in the league?
I feel like we've seen it a couple times, but it's like one play at a time type of thing.
Yeah, like I just, look, man, I think we got soda lemon, bro.
Oh, God, the lemon law. I don't know about that. We'll see. He's got to stay healthy, though. That's number one. Manhattan John became a member over on your side of the house. We appreciate you, Manhattan John.
Thanks,
then he comes in with a super and he says, how many more games will we have to win this year before the national media gets serious about us getting the 1 seed and winning the West? Playoff time. I mean, I just think it's hard, right?
Because do it literally in front of everybody's face.
When you look at the 49ers on paper, they shouldn't be in this position. And most people look at teams on paper. I mean, I'm guilty too, Shyla says, hey, on the bright side, we might be able to run 2 tight ends or even 2 running backs in the games going forward since Juice got his rib injury. Maybe. We do know that he broke his rib, but he's had the bye week and he's going to be evaluated this week. So my guess is he might actually play, but we'll see. Keith says, I will say this, Coach. We don't have a loss to a team of Tennessee's caliber this year, so it would be pretty shocking of our 4 losses, or our 4 losses do not look bad on paper, which they definitely
That's true.
Not.
They don't.
They don't. But did the 49ers have a quality win, though? I mean, I guess they do. Outside of the division, you got Seattle, you got the Rams. Both of those are quality wins. I don't care when they were.
Wins.
They are quality wins. But do they have a quality win outside of the division? I'm trying to think. Texans, no. You didn't beat Tampa.
We didn't beat the Texans. We didn't beat Tampa. We didn't beat the Jaguars. That would have been a quality win.
Yeah, for sure.
We didn't beat. We beat Atlanta. That doesn't matter. We lost to Houston. We beat the Giants. That's not big. Nah.
No.
Nobody. We beat Cleveland. That's not big.
It's not a quality win. Tennessee just beat Cleveland. They had 1 win going into that game.
We really don't have a quality win outside the division. So the Rams in Seattle are best wins of the season.
And the reason I say that, I'm not trying to take away from the 49ers. It kind of goes both ways. And division games are tricky. It's funny because my son's like, how did this team lose to this team? I'm like, division, son. Division games are always, you just never know. Just throw your hands up.
1 game season.
Yeah. Manhattan John says, which NFC team would be the most fun to knock out of the playoffs? Oh, easily the Rams. Yes. Yeah. Give me the Rams, especially if they're the number 1 seed. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. They would be the most fun. So I think there would be a lot.
Sorry ass Rams.
All right, Coach. Listen, I got to run. I got to get my kids to bed. I got school and stuff in the morning. I appreciate you hopping on and doing this show with me. I always love Cover 2 Mondays. I know that you got shows tomorrow and Wednesday, and you got the game to call this week. Oh, that's a barn burner. I'm not even doing it behind enemy lines. That's how unserious I'm taking the Titans. Maybe that's my mistake. We'll see.
Yo, if this
I just
happens,
don't care.
We're coming back to this.
Okay,
we're coming back to this.
Yeah. I got you. I'm
gonna see you next Monday. We're coming back to this.
All right, listen, for the chat, we appreciate you. For Cover 2, this is Coach. This is Jesse. We appreciate you. We'll talk soon. Much love. Peace.